Welcome to Not Everything Sucks with Andrew. I'm here with Andres Halliday. Dude, it's really glad to have you hanging out with us.
Yeah, man, this is good, man. It's good to see you, man. You look good. You look good. You look good.
I'm trying to take off that extra pudge that I got after college.
Oh, okay, good. Good,
So,
dude.
you know,
that's a good shirt thing.
eating healthy.
Use shirt more often.
Eating healthy is a part of that.
There you go.
Today we are making avocado chicken salad. So that's different and new. And we'll get right into that. Before we get into the good stuff, tell us about yourself.
Sure, man. And I appreciate you guys having me here.
For sure.
So I've actually had a pretty interesting journey since college, man. One of the things that I've been more excited about is that I went from working with students and student government to now working with businesses on a day-to-day basis. And
fantastic.
So, yeah, it was exciting, man. I hosted the mayoral forum in college, and so then from there, the president of the South Chamber saw me.
Yes.
He said, why don't you come work with me as director of external affairs? And so I did that for about 2 years or so.
Cool.
And I went to the Christian Chamber.
Okay.
I became executive director there, and I helped them basically scale their business.
Sure.
While increasing the prices. And so that kind of blew my mind on how that could work. Normally people wouldn't do that.
Sure.
But, with that opportunity, it actually gave me a chance to meet people who worked with Salem Media Group, which is the company I work with now. We're the largest Christian media company in the country. Our focus specifically is conservative teach talk and Christian teach talk format.
Okay.
And they had asked me, hey, can we build a similar chamber organization for ourselves here, a prototype in San Antonio, that if it launches well, that we'd be able to launch it on all 31 of our markets.
Wow.
And I said, yes. So I said, peace, Christian Chamber. And I jumped across. You had to, man. It was a great opportunity. And so I jumped across and I said, hey, you know what? I really embraced it. And with that, I've had an opportunity to also build up my media skills. And so now I'm also a media strategist for them.
Okay.
And so it's just been a blast, man. It's really been a blast getting to know how businesses function and really what it takes to build an economy that we have now.
So what's the name of your new chamber?
Yeah, it's called the Believers Business League.
Okay.
Our whole focus is to help Christian businesses and help the economic growth of those Christian businesses here locally so that we can help our churches and help our nonprofits and help our community better.
Awesome.
Yeah, man.
Have you ever cut an avocado?
Yeah, dude. I used to work at Papacitos, man. I used to be a catering manager, man, back in the day. That doesn't mean I know how to cook or anything, dude. But I was around them, and we have hundreds of avocados. I don't know if you've ever eaten their.
I have. Very good food.
Yeah.
Very good food. So we're gonna go ahead and slice these up into medium-sized chunks for us to kind of work them around into our chicken. So our ingredients today will be rotisserie shredded chicken.
Cool.
What is this? I'm blanking on. What's this? Celery. Celery.
Man.
I forgot what celery is.
I don't know if I've ever. Yeah.
Have you ever eaten celery?
Since like the third grade, man. This is cool. It's super healthy.
We're coming back around. We're just coming back around to third grade. Carrots, mayonnaise, some basil, garlic salt, regular salt, and of course avocados, because that's how we roll.
Avocados.
So we're going to take these. We'll dice them up into kind of medium slices. I have extra cutting board coming out of the wall.
There you go.
And then some
right out of the wall, man.
I know,
this is a great set.
magical place.
This is cool. Okay, so you said kind of big chunks. Is that what you're talking
So
about?
yeah, so we're gonna do medium-sized chunks. Enough size to. Oh my goodness, this seed just doesn't want to
there you
leave.
go, man. There you go.
So we're gonna go for about.
Management there.
Who needs it, right?
Yeah, right.
We're gonna go about a centimeter dice.
Okay,
So about centimeters. So like about right there. So we have enough movement with the chicken and the avocado and the carrots and what's its name? The celery. There you go.
There you go. Yeah. Let's do it, man.
Okay. So we're talking conservative millennials.
Yep.
And I think it's fair that the term millennial is widely associated with the left, widely associated with the Bernie Sanders of the world, right? Free college, free healthcare, all these really great things. So we don't hear Republican or conservative millennials a whole lot. So I want to ask you, what driving forces about the conservative ideology really push you as a young millennial, push you to be and hold those values more dearly than perhaps your more left counterparts?
Well, I would say for me, man, it's more about my faith that would probably drive my perspective,
Okay.
And I believe Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior.
Okay.
And because I believe that, there's a lot of principles in there that really support a lot of the things that the Republican Party believes.
Okay.
Now, if we're talking about people in general, just a population, you grabbed a million, millennials and said, hey, what has the Republican Party done to help, cultivate a message with them? I would say absolutely nothing, man. We've done a very poor job of even developing a relationship with them, besides calling them block walking volunteers.
Okay.
And that's I think has been very unfortunate, and a lot of it has to do too with the fact that we're just talking about the wrong things, man.
Okay.
We're talking about abortion, when hey, I am totally pro-life, but I really don't care. Like, I'm totally traditional marriage, but I really don't care about that kind of
Okay.
stuff. I'm talking about technology. I'm talking about the economy. I'm talking about my family in the future. Like, how do we embrace artificial intelligence? How do we embrace the ability to communicate with anybody across the world? Like, we really are missing the mark on the conversations, and the left has just took in that and ran with it, man. And they've done a great job.
So I'm gonna take one of those, and you can do one.
Okay, cool.
I want to hear you talk more than I want to see you chop avocados.
Okay, cool.
So you said something very interesting. You were talking about this AI business orientated free enterprise those kind of value sets.
Yeah.
Do you think that those are more prevalent with conservative ideology and not Democrat or liberal ideology, and that's why you go there? Or do you think it can be present in both?
I believe right now, I think anything is possible.
Okay.
But let's be realistic here. I think the way the Democrats have gone, it's really affected their ability to even approach that. I mean, really, they've basically taken corporations and said, hey, this is the devil, kill him, white devil, white devil. That's basically what they've said.
Okay.
And in many cases, that's destroyed that opportunity.
Okay.
And a lot of their policies and the directions they're going is actually anti-growth or anti-liberation, or even limited government approach, which is really when you own a business, that's what you want. It sucks when they take half your money.
Yeah.
And so the Republicans, however, have done a very poor job of even being able to support that or even push that kind of message. And so I don't think the Democrats could push that. I just don't think they've lined themselves up to that, man.
Okay, that's fair. What are some victories? So let's set the stage here. We have a Republican executive branch with President Trump. We have a Republican-dominated legislative branch with both houses, and arguably a Republican Supreme Court.
Yep.
All bases.
Yeah.
What are some victories that the Republicans can put on their bulletin board that say these are for the benefits of millennials, or at least people our age?
Nothing, dude. Nothing. There is nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
There's absolutely nothing, in my opinion, that the Republicans have done that has directly benefited the millennial.
Okay.
In fact, I believe the Republicans are playing make good right now with the older generation that got them into office 30 years ago.
Interesting.
So they're not even thinking about us. And so, in my opinion, when you're looking at the conservative millennial, it's not. I would almost refrain from saying Republican conservative millennial.
Okay.
Just because of the fact that we're so against this corruption between the Republicans and Democrats working together. Problem is, we expect the Democrats to do that. We promise the Republicans promised us, hey, you know what? We love Jesus. We're going to change the world. And then they never do what they promise, even though literally we've given them everything, like you just said.
Yeah.
And so you're looking at a millennial group that is just upset. They don't trust any of those guys. Some of them are crossing over. But in reality, if you want a victory for us, it has nothing to do with the policies that have been passed. Everything you're seeing is just more of a, hey, sorry, baby boomers, we really screwed you guys over. I'm trying to help you out this time. We won. We got Trump. I'm a Trump supporter. I voted for him. I'll probably vote for him again. But I'm more realistic in saying he works for me. Mm-hmm. This is my nation. I don't really care about any party that tries to say they're in charge or whatever. No, it's about what I believe. And so you're going to see a different form of Republican, or a different form of millennial conservative which is a lot more individual minded.
Okay.
And to where they're focused about their nest and not really caring about too much about what they're trying to talk about, in my opinion.
So what can the Republican Party pull from conservative ideology that can really sell it with millennials?
Yeah.
What can they do to be like, millennials, you have Bernie Sanders, but let me tell you the next best thing or the next greatest thing or something better?
Dude, it's
and I got that for you, man.
Yeah, man. No, I think the one thing that we can provide to millennials is the idea that of real entrepreneurship, real opportunity for you to grow. Bernie Sanders, he promises you he's going to guarantee you $35,000 a year. That's great, man. Okay. We guarantee you, you know what? You're probably going to make $15,000 for like 3 years, but you're going to have an opportunity to make $100,000 the next year, and the next year, and the next year, and the next year. So we're not just are you taking care of yourself right now, but you can take care of your children and their children and their children.
Okay.
And the only way you can do that is through the free market. And I do believe that there is a lot of corruption. There's a lot of partnership between the corporations and the government, and we all know it. It's a pyramid, dude. They all are. But more than anything, that doesn't mean you have to quit. And so the biggest thing that we can do for them, or the biggest way that we can approach them, is say, you have an opportunity to really embrace economic freedom.
Sure.
To where you can take technology at its, I look at it not as, it's not being born, it's like 2 years old.
Yeah.
It's like a baby still. You have an opportunity to really get in there and make something happen. You can be an Uber, you can be an Airbnb, you can be whatever you want. And if that's what you want to do it. Like, your audience is no longer us. Mm-hmm. In fact, our party should be like, my personal goal is to help 10,000 people make $1 million. That is my personal life goal. Because if you make somebody money, man, they'll be your friend forever, man. If I brought in $500 for you every single month, dude, we were at the bar, someone tried to fight me, you'd probably stick up for me. Right? Don't mess with him, dude. He helps pay our bills, dude. And so I think that's our biggest thing. How can we take that promise that you have that opportunity to be economically free, mm-hmm. and give it to the millennial population? We can't do that. The Bernie Sanders has really done a great job of saying, hey, look, we're going to help you take care of it because you deserve it. They do deserve it, but they're not entitled to it.
You deserve it, but you're not entitled.
Exactly.
If you can bring the chicken over, we're going to start making some magic here. This is 2 giant Haas avocados.
For real.
We're going to put these avocados in with the shredded rotisserie chicken. Holy moly, this is going to be... I almost think there might be too much avocados. But you know what? Whatever.
Yeah, we have some chicken with our avocado here. Yeah, it's an avocado salad with chicken. That's good,
and that's our logo, right? It's not the chicken, it's the avocado.
Exactly.
Okay, so we're going to, if you could put in the celery and the carrot, I'll put in the carrots. Dude, that's just beautiful.
Look at that, man.
Let's hold off on the mayonnaise for a second, because we may have enough. The spoon just fell. We got to get another spoon.
5 second rule. 5 second rule. Papacitos, man. I'm just kidding. We didn't do that.
You're about to scare me off, man.
Yeah, man.
Okay. Can we buckle up for a second?
Yeah, man.
Okay. Today at City Hall in San Antonio, Texas, something pretty big happened, and not a lot of people know. Paid sick leave is now a city ordinance dictated by our city council for employers to provide to their employees, whereas for every 30 hours you as an employee work, you get 1 hour of paid sick leave. And it's not forever, it's capped off. If you have 15 employees or less, you get 6 days, up to 6 days. If you have 15 or more than 15 or higher, you get 8 days. Paid sick leave, and that's kind of how it caps out. I gotta ask you, you're in the business community. You see things through a conservative lens. Is this good or is this bad?
See, and I think that's such a darn good question. and the reason is because it's kind of twofold. Of course, it's a good thing, man.
Okay.
Of course, just like universal health care is a great thing, dude. Universal college. That's wonderful. That's such an amazing idea, man.
Okay.
But the problem is not in the idea, it's in the operational side of it. And That's always what it's always been, man. It's always been how we get there. It's never been about what we want to do. And so, in my opinion, I don't believe that that our businesses, for any reason at all, should have regulations that hold it back from making its own decisions on how to function within its income. And so when the government requires you and dictates how your scheduling works or how your hiring process is going to work, it's going to affect how many people you can bring on board, how fast you can grow, your scalability, things of that nature. And I really think that the Republican Party did a poor job, more than anything, about talking about the issue. What we do is always the same thing, man. The Democrats come up with just a great social idea, and terrible operation, but great idea.
Okay.
And the Republicans just say, well, that's a bad idea, that's a bad idea, that's a bad idea, and then we just look like the bad guys. And so what we should have done is said, hey, you know what? That is such a great idea. Here's a conservative method on how we can approach this.
So let's talk about the operation. You noted that some of these social ideas have really poor operation, but they're really great ideas in theory.
Totally.
Let's talk paid sick leave. Why is this a poor operation? I mean, why? I mean, I work kind of a salary basis. I get paid sick leave.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a poor operation there. What makes it a poor operation?
I think, and that's a great point. I also get paid sick leave.
Okay.
But it does work there. But what I would say is that's not going to work in all instances.
Okay.
There are some businesses who just can't afford that. And so what happens is, for example, let's say, it is every 30 hours you get an hour, great. Well, you add that up over your level of employees, it can actually hold you back from being able to hire more employees.
Okay.
For example, myself, I'm on salary and I have a level of commission, but I bring in 10 times or 8 times or whatever it is amount of money that they're paying me. And so there's a loss of growth there. If you can't hire a guy like me because of just the money and how it's capped off in these regulations and ordinances, then now your company can't build at the level it should be able to build at. You can't hire the person that you wanted to hire, and it just slows you down. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, the company's destroyed. Oh, my God, we're all going to die. That's just not, it's just not true. It's not true. But every single thing, every little thing that you take from the business and their opportunity to really run their own operation, it's going to slow down the growth. And it's also what's going to do is it's going to eliminate the confidence for entrepreneurs to want to go out there and start their own business. And so that's where I see it as a struggle, is that we need to be able to give them more freedom, more ability to do what they want to do, and not have to dictate them just because we think it's a good thing to do.
I want to go one more step here.
Okay.
I want to ask, and we're going to get a little anecdotal, but that's okay. Yeah. Life is nothing but a collage of anecdotes. God, that should be on a Hallmark card.
There you go. Write that down.
There's a single mom,
mm-hmm.
2 kids at home, life circumstance, the only job she can get is one where she doesn't get paid sick leave. She may have a chronic condition, she may have a flu, whatever it means, but not having that paid sick leave means that her family's in dire straits. What can a conservative viewpoint do for her?
Yeah, and so what I would say is that this is a strange approach, man, but I'm going to just follow with me.
Sure,
okay?
I will.
I think, and you've probably heard time is money, right? Time
yes.
is money, okay? And I've heard a lot of people say, hey, you know what? They told me, Andres, you know what? You have time, but you ain't got no money. I got money, but I ain't got no time, okay? so what that means
it evens out.
It evens out, man. And let's say she's working and say, you know what? That job doesn't work very well. Well, guess what? You have time. And if you have the opportunity to learn entrepreneur skills, imagine she found a multi-level marketing organization, or if she found a sales job that she can do at home. I mean, there's opportunity there that is it's amazing. And not just that. Let's say she has to take care of her children or something like that, dude. I would love nothing more than to be able to spend time with my son every single day, every single day. And so I think there's an opportunity there that we look at it wrong. Instead of saying, hey, no one's giving me a chance to work for them. No. Why can't you work for yourself? What if you had the opportunity to make the same amount of money from your home, being able to be with your family at the same time? Okay. I would love to do something like that. And so I think that our message should say, hey, totally understand, quit the job.
Okay.
But we're going to help you explode at anything. What do you want to do? Do you want to be a multi-marketing? Do you like working out? Do you like health? Do you like, what is it that you like?
Sure.
Let's help you grow there. we've done a poor job at that. In fact, all we do is we say, well, you know what, you're Hispanic and you're single, it's probably going to happen to you. That's what the Republican Party has done, and it's poor. In fact, what we should say is, you know what, no problem. Jimmy Haslocker, the guy who owns all the gyms here, he's our biggest sponsor. I'm going to get you a job there. Or you know what, let's see if there's something you can do from home for him. Like, that is what we need to do. We need to help each other more. And so that's how I think it would be a simple solution to something like that. Now, of course, she would say, well, I might not get as much money now. Oh, no problem. You're going to thank us 4 or 5 years from now when you have a Rolodex of people, you're able to communicate, you have sales skills, you have company growing skills. There's a much longer game. You can give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. We need to teach them to fish so they can be able to take care of their families for a lifetime.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but it sounds like what you're talking about is empowering people.
Totally. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Like, if just because you're a single mom, I always look at it backwards, man. If somebody tells me, oh man, you grew up in a poor family and you're Hispanic and man, there's just racism. I look at it backwards, man. It's like, dude, there's no Hispanics in the Republican Party. I'm the guy. All right, like, what are you talking about? Yo hablo español. You know what I mean? Like I need to embrace that instead of going backwards. You're a single mother. You have kids at home. They're not giving you sick leave. Hey, bye, Felicia. I'm gonna go start my own business. I'm gonna find somebody who wants to help me grow. And so we, as human beings, need to take that opportunity more. Because I would kill to have an extra 24 hours. I would kill for that. And so if you have that opportunity to really expand yourself and see what can I do with my 24 hours to blow it up, man.
So we mixed some shredded chicken, a little mayonnaise, not a whole lot, not everyone's fan. Some avocado.
I love mayonnaise, man. I don't know. I put too much mayonnaise, to be honest with you. But
so this is what we're looking at right here. It's not too shabby. We're going to get a couple of plates out and a couple of forks, and we're going to enjoy this. Very often we don't get to enjoy our dishes that we make because they're still cooking, and we don't do the whole pre-made thing here. We make it here.
That's
we
right,
make it
man.
real
That's cool,
time.
man. That's cool.
So I want to talk just a little bit more about how in the dawn of the labor unions, okay? The labor unions were built to fight big business. Big business that was inhumanely treating the labor force. And we see this, it's objective. We know that conditions were inhumane. So unions came in, they played an integral role in the way we enjoy our jobs today, right? We most often have good working conditions. How is that struggle against big business that came out with positive consequences different than what we see today with the struggle against not providing the adequate amount of sick leave or not providing a wage that's livable for, a person who's trying to make rent? Totally. How is this different than that?
Well, I would go as far as to say, I mean, you hit a couple things. You had a couple questions on there, I think, and I can hit them both. One of them was about minimum wage. I think minimum wage is a terrible idea, dude. And the reason is because now there's a certain skill set that can't get a job. I mean, let's be frank about it. Some people don't have 725, skills, an hour skills. They don't. Some kid who's 14, 15 years old, he has very little skills. They don't. But what the minimum wage did is that it didn't allow lower skilled people to get more jobs. And so I think that was a big thing that affected us. But when we're talking about, the difference between them, I honestly believe that the corporations and the government are working together. They're all problems. It's all a problem. The difference is that the left wants to empower the government to defend us from the corporations. I think that's the wrong way because it's actually the government that's giving the corporations all the power to do this crap anyways.
Okay.
And so giving them the power would actually just make it go backwards. And the reason it's different, in my opinion, is the fact that back then people were dying, falling in the machines, and just losing fingers and stuff. That's messed up, dude. I mean, we're kind of past that. We all know that that's bad. In this situation, this is not something that we've been taught that truly affects her day-to-day life.
Yeah.
Not getting sick leave is not going to make this lady starve to death. She's not going to. Her child is not going to be sick from it. I mean, everybody gets a cold normally a couple days and you're over it. I think it's something that we need to kind of perceive as what does it mean to have personal individual rights and responsibility, and what it doesn't mean. And so I'm more on the side that I want more personal responsibility than less.
Let's try our
Yeah,
chicken
dude.
salad. Okay, so I'm here we go. See if it works.
This is good, dude.
Dude, this is not bad.
Well, this is good.
I was literally expecting the worst.
Really?
Yeah, no, I was like, oh my gosh.
Dude,
this
anything
is gonna...
with like 70% avocado.
I'm going to put a little more
be
salt.
good.
You want more salt?
No, dude, it's good.
You
It's
good?
Man. Yeah.
Okay. I am genuinely happy with how this tastes.
It was all you, dude. It was all you, man.
I appreciate the support. I appreciate that.
Yeah, yeah.
Andres, there are things in this world that suck. We've talked about quite a few.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me, in the terms of what we've talked about today, what doesn't suck?
What doesn't suck is there's never been a better opportunity for a person that is 18 to 40 to change the direction of their life through obtaining education, this infinite level of knowledge that we have, and learning a skill, and being an entrepreneur, and taking chances, and building a future on financial ability,
Okay.
wealth. I think there's never been a better chance for this. Technology is booming every single year. You know, we saw one thing, Meerkat. I don't know if you know what Meerkat is. It was you didn't even know, dude. It was a huge social media platform. Was here, you know, a year ago, gone again, gone. You know, and technology is flowing so quickly, and so if you are in that age range, what doesn't suck is you can change the future of your whole family just by sticking to something, man, and embracing technology and not using it just to, you know, take pictures of your food and stuff. That happens.
We never take pictures of our food here. Not everything sucks. Thank you so much for talking to us a little bit about why. We're going to continue enjoying our chicken avocado salad, and we will see you next week. This is our last month of Not Everything Sucks. So we're going to have some fun stuff for the final week. So stay connected as we start talking about how we wrap this whole Not Everything Sucks experiment to a close.
And I would say, hey, you know what? Comment below if you think he shouldn't stop the show. Because I'm actually saying that he should keep the show going. So if you can, comment below, say something, and say, hey, we need to keep the show going. If you want, call him and complain and keep this stuff going. Because this is great, man. This is great. HEB probably loves him because he's buying all these avocados.
This is very true.
That's probably shows I can't buy 10 avocados.
HEB, can you sponsor us, though?
For real, yeah, on the real. That's funny.
Not everything sucks.
There we go, brother.
Glad we got to talk a little bit about why. See you next week.